Bayede nina bethongo. Thokozani bogogo nabomkhulu. Thokozani. Good to meet you again. Good to see you again. Ombethe on your stream. To get right onto it. So today I'm having a conversation once again. And in these conversations, a statement comes and it says to me, apply your mind. Apply your mind. It was one of those things, like, mlayezo nje ufike. And then umuntu athi kuwe, apply your mind. Okay, they left me with that. So imini yonke I've been pondering about this phrase, apply your mind, you know. So okay, like a typical word scientist, you know, so I'm thinking, okay, apply your mind, okay? Application, mind. So one of the things that comes to mind at that point in time, apply your mind, I saw an image, like a picture image, and this image was saying, okay, in other words, could it be ukuthi the mind itself is an application? You know, like for me to apply something, when I'm applying something is me putting it to use, me working at it, me establishing it, me, you know, I'm applying, I'm doing something about it. I'm applying my understanding. I'm applying this particular tool, for example, you know. So I'm thinking to myself, what if really it is like that? Okay. If maybe one had to hear that statement, apply your mind, could it be, or could it mean as well, in one of the many definitions at least, ukuthi now the mind itself is an application, you know, because now for me to apply something, I just think of nowadays as people with the technology that we have, you know, on our phones, like I'm doing now, you know. We download apps, you know, and I just thought, okay, Nami, let me just go and ask Google some things, you know, like what is the purpose of an app? You know, have you ever asked yourself, what is the purpose of an app, or what is an app for in terms of, I know we use it to get into games and different products and all of that. That is the functionality part of it, but I'm just asking, just from that fundamental point, like if developing an app, if you wanted to develop an app, why would you want to develop an app? You know, what is it about the app that you think is going to be outstanding or special, or, you know? And there are many features, you know, just reading through usability is one of them, user friendliness, you know, layout, all these things, you know. But there's one definition that I liked that says, I wrote it down, if you would allow me. An app is a software that allows you to perform specific tasks. It is a software that allows you to perform specific tasks. So there are many other definitions or how other people maybe may come to the term, but I think generally as a people with the mobile phones that we have, smartphones way too and stuff, we have an idea of what apps are and how apps work, you know. But ideally, I'm saying from the creator's point of view, you know, it is a software that allows you to perform specific tasks. For an example, and one of the things that I got today just reading through, they were saying, Uti, the app itself runs on the operating system of the device that you have. So now I'm thinking to myself, okay, software that allows me to perform specific tasks. Okay, now let me try and apply that to my mind and say, can I say my mind is a software that allows me to perform specific tasks? And then when it works like an app, when it works like an application, so that I can bring life to the idea of applying my mind. So now I have the software that allows me to perform specific tasks. And when I apply it, then I'm able to get those specific tasks performed. So I was like, wait a minute, could it be? Could it be? And maybe it's not such a far-fetched thought, Maybe it's not such a far-fetched thought. Yoguti, now imagine now the mind as an application, Now a mind as an application, for example, might say now, how is it that you use this app? How often was that? How often do you use this app? What are your statistics on the app? Sorry. Excuse me. Bayede. You'll excuse me kancane lapho bantwana bethongo. So I'm saying to you, usability, user friendliness of the app, and one of the things that I try to do, when I get into an app is try to get this stats or reviews, to try and understand the application itself, to try and understand what am I getting myself into when I decide to download this thing into my device, and then taking up space, and will I use it, will it be necessary? And obviously the reviews are the things that will give you, and whether fabricated or not. But essentially, you wanna you just don't wanna download the first app that you see. There are many out there, so you wanna look at the stats. So I'm saying it's one of those things that nathi ingqondo zethu, our minds, imiqondo yethu, hayi ingqondo yethu, ingqondo, the brain, ingqondo, the mind. So I'm saying now, how many times do we also look at the stats? How many times do we also review the stats of this application? And these stats will be self-reflection. It's one of the applications of the mind. Thinking, one of the applications of the mind. Imagination, one of the application of the mind. Perceiving, visionary, one of the applications of the mind. Many other things that we do via the medium of this application called the mind. So now it said to me, oh, okay, if then this thing is an application, could it also mean that the app's usability, or the app's performance, is also dependent on me as the user? Will it not be dependent on how I use or apply it? How do I exercise it? How do I practice it? Other words for application. How do I bring it to its best performance? So I see if there are bugs in there, if it's freezing, or it's too much ads, and all of those things, coming in. Are you enjoying your app stay there, or is too many things going on now? All of those kind of things. Like I'm saying now, this is like almost like the metaphor for our own minds, with what's going on in the app. Is the app user friendly? Can you in there apply, use it to the best of your ability? So now it almost brought this whole idea to life in a different way for me at this point. Okay, now applying my mind means now, okay, I have this resource, I have this app, I have this particular app, and if I am to apply it, if I am to use it, if I am going to work with it, enforce it, whatever the case may be, all the synonyms of application in terms of its verb context. So now we are saying, Uti, now, if now I have this tool, it is saying now, it is then left to me then to some extent, Yoguti, how then will I be able to use this particular app? What is it that I can do, that I can get the best out of this particular app? So now for one to be able to get to that state where now they are fluent or they are proficient this particular application, it will mean ukuthi now you have you have information, you have understood the rules, you have understood the guiding principles, you have understood the laws of that particular application, so that you can get the best out of that app. So it is also the same thing with our own minds. It is the same thing. It's the same similar principle with our own brain, mind, working together kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Uguti, now, do we also consider these aspects? Uguti, what is the layout of your application? You know what I'm saying? Because many a times we get into these situations, or in only because our layout is all over the place, so our stay in our own mind is not the best, it's not the most enjoyable. You know what I'm saying? There's too many ads coming in, meaning there's too many speeches, too many things, too many other perspectives coming in and messing up your own experience with your particular app. So my city, it is these kind of things where we're saying now, even umuntu with working with your mind, try to understand it or try to come at it at that level to say, okay, here's an app, and what this app can do is really dependent on me as the end user. Mina muntu, as the end user, the one who will use this thing, the one who will use this particular app, the one who will get into apps, because some apps are going to allow my game food, you find different stages. Now, these different stages could be different segments of your own mind, different compartments, different aspects of where your mind goes and the things that your mind entertains. Now, all of these things have to do with layout. Giving the game up. So I'm saying now, it's all of these rooms that we are saying that speak to the layout. You know what I'm saying? Now is the app going to jam? Is the app going to work properly? Is the app not going to give us problem as time goes? We are understanding the Zinjalo. So now I'm saying this whole idea of applying your mind now almost gave me a position to understand me first as an end user and how I can use this particular app, this particular tool to the best of my ability, to the best of my ntwengela. So by understanding your own mind, by understanding the things that are in your own mind, by understanding the activities, by having perspective, layout of what is going on in the mind. Now this will allow you the experience of this app. Because now, for example, if your mind is only dealing nama situations and depressing and all of those things, then essentially this would be the common experience of your app. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? So now it is being able now to be able to learn the rules, to be able to understand the foundations, to be able to understand the parameters of what this application can do and cannot do. So you also don't have expectations that are outside of what this app can do. You know what I'm saying? But this app cannot do, for example. So by understanding your mind from that point, this is my app, this is your application. Now tools yakho lena in the computer of life. So to speak, in the computer of life. Now you also have your app ozenayo. So now we are asking, what is your app experience here? If it is like the music app, and then in that music app, then you need to download the music that lifts you up. The music, you need to have content in there that is going to give you a better experience of your device, which is this body, for example. So we are saying now, here's the app. Here's the app that we are given. Here's an application that we are given. And when one now says to you, apply your mind, because sometimes I think when we hear that term, when apply your mind, and you like, especially as young kids, when you hear your parents say that, like, apply your mind, like, what do you mean, like, apply my mind? Like, what is it? Is there something specific that I need to do? But essentially, it's when you are able now to, again, direct your mind in a specific direction, a software that allows you to perform specific tasks. So what it's saying now, to some extent, there's all these choices, or there's all these varieties, let me put it like that, not choices, varieties of things, an expanse of izinto out there that you can experience, that you can interact with, that you can have an engagement with, and where you apply your mind, will be the experience that you bring into yourself. It will be an experience that you bring. So in other words, now you have used your application in a particular direction, or in a particular ndlela that says, now, okay, I could be outside playing whatever, or meeting with friends, but here I am doing this particular work and applying my mind in this particular direction, because you understand, okay, for now, this is what I need in my app, or this is the specific task that I want to perform with my app. So this is where now we are saying, this is now where others would say, this is your power, where the power of choice comes in to an extent. Where now it is saying, now, watch what is going on in your app. You understand? If there's a virus, if there's you didn't put your antiviruses in, you know what I'm saying? Things that will disturb, things that will slow down, things that will affect the functioning of your application. So now you have to watch for those bugs as well that come in. Disturb your thinking spaces, into as a keep you focus, izinto ezikususa from your vision, or from your goal, or from your destination. All of those things become the bugs, understand, that are messing up this experience within this particular app. And unfortunately, we cannot just dump it and throw it out and upload another one. But what you can do is upgrade. Understand? You can upgrade. The scripture says, only by the renewing of your mind. Understand? And that is one ability that everyone has. Everyone is given. Everyone. It does not matter across the whole spectrum of the human experience. Everyone is given that experience, or that ability to renew their mind, to shift perspectives, to gain better perspective, to gain better understanding. Zonke lezo zinto lezo. So you can, like, when an app so sebenze nayo for isikhathi, then there will be upgrades, there'll be zonke lezinto, and when the latest upgrades, sometimes you can't even wait until an upgrade comes back to see what has been added to the mind, what has been added to your app. Mind anyway. That's where we at. You know, because it improves the experience, it improves it has taken suggestions and it has applied the suggestions. Zonke lezo zinto lezo. So we're just coming through. I'm hitting the 20-minute mark. Just coming through, ngithi. This was the message that I got, and now the breakdown here was now at that point where I'm saying now, okay, I had to understand the mind, or I had to now maybe rethink this whole mind frame kind of thing, young Tola, because it is clear that I can get into different mind frames, that we all get into different mind frames, you know, but understanding now what the app is and how the app works, you understand, or what you can do with the app more than anything in your performance of specific tasks. Thokozani bagogo nabomkhulu. So ngithi to all those who will hear this message, Mawande, budede ubumnyama kuvela ukukhanya. In the operating systems of nature, you have your mind as a software. Ayede, that is it. Siyabuya bakagogo. Budede ubumnyama kuvela ukukhanya.